Kavya.
And I'm Anjali Jo James from Regional Institute of Education, Mysore. Today, we are going to discuss about a very interesting topic of how we are able to taste food and eat and what happens to food after we eat.
Here are some pictures I want you to pay attention and imagine what would you feel while going through them. While going through the pictures, the sight of some might have made your mouth watery. For example, lemon, mango, and imli. But what about the bitter gourd? How many of you like eating it?
I guess the number must be very few. Why is it so? What makes lemon different from bitter gourd? Yes, you're right in thinking that they're different in taste.
Now, based on this, can you identify the taste of the above items? Your answers may include lemon and imli are sour in taste. Mango and chocolate are sweet in taste. Bitter gourd is bitter. Have you ever thought how you are able to identify these tastes? Your answer would be with the help of tongue. Let us find out what makes tongue to identify these tastes.
You can do an activity by sitting in your house. Wipe your tongue with a clean cloth and close your nose and eyes. Ask your friend to keep different food items on your tongue for you to identify. What did you observe in this case? You must have noticed that you were not able to identify the taste, especially with your nose closed. But once you take off your hands off the nose, the identification became much easier. Can you find any reason for this?
You can see small buds on the surface of the tongue. They are called taste buds. They are present on specific positions.
In the picture, you can see different parts which have different taste buds that helps us to identify the taste. While performing the above activity, you just have recognized that saliva and nose also have very important function to perform for identification of taste.
You must have noticed that when you get cold, you won't be able to identify the taste. So, overall, the process of tasting can be summarized as when there is a food item kept in front of you, the smell of it makes your mouth watery. When you take the food into the mouth, the saliva breaks them down and the taste buds identify the taste by sending a message to the brain.
Now, children, when you eat food, what is the first thing that you do after taking it into your mouth? Yes, you would be correct to say that it is chewing of food. You must have often heard your parents remind you to chew your food properly. Why do you think chewing is important? Why can't we just swallow the food? Let us try to answer this question.
Before looking into the answers, we need to know about different parts of the mouth that help in chewing. Can you think of any answer? Yes, they are tongue, teeth, and salivary glands. Let us now look into the process of chewing.
Now, children, tell me, how do you eat an apple and sugarcane? In the first case, you must have seen that for biting any kind of food item, we use the first four teeth, namely incisors. And for tearing and piercing, we use the sharp teeth, namely canines. Why do you think we use the teeth present towards the inner part of our mouth? Yes, we use them to chew the food properly.
So, this shows that teeth in our mouth are used differently to improve chewing. As you may remember, the smell of the food makes your mouth watery, filling it with saliva. And as soon as you keep the food in your mouth, the movement of your jaws mixes the food with the saliva, resulting in chemical as well as physical breakdown of food. The tongue moves the food from one side to another. In this way, the process of chewing is made easier with the help of teeth, tongue, and salivary glands.
Let us try to answer the question as to why chewing is important. By chewing the food and mixing it with saliva, the bigger molecules are broken down into smaller ones. This is the beginning step of digestion. If chewing is not done properly, it may take more time for digestion. So make sure that you chew your food properly before swallowing it.
Now, next most important issue that needs to be answered is Why do we eat food? What happens if you skip food for few days? As said earlier, when we eat food, we chew them and make them into smaller pieces. These are then digested and important nutrients are taken up by the body for energy purpose.
Have you seen at times that people, when feel weak and tired, take glucose? Glucose is an instant form of energy. So, at times when there is immediate requirement of energy, we can't wait for the food to get digested. Hence, glucose is preferred.
Here are some pictures I want you to concentrate on. The kids in the picture are an evidence of malnutrition as they are devoid of good and nutritional food which is right of everyone. So in future make sure that you don't waste any food as there are millions of people who are struggling to get food. Thank you.